I'd love to tell you that, yeah, we could, but I've been out for since 2015 and that wasn't my expertise. But I can tell you this, we're not producing their power grid.
True. The power grid is a real...
They are producing ours. We are not producing theirs. What do we produce here in America now?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
I mean, they've got some good angles on it. They've played it really smart. I mean, you're a Wall Street guy. You know more about the devaluation of the dollar than I do. Are you aware of all this stuff? France is now talking about dropping it. Brazil dropped it. Saudi Arabia dropped it. Iran dropped it. Who else? Argentina is the latest one, I believe. They're getting ready to drop it. Yeah.
And that was not, to be clear, that was not my space at all on Wall Street, but knowing the basics of that, at least. That scares me because you put... Like, I respect Biden for not putting boots on the ground in Ukraine and just running into a war. I like that. But the box you put around Russia to put them completely on their back feet from the West, to now have them playing in the same sandbox, those two countries right there, China and Russia, that's not great. To me, when I see that, now you are talking about shared resources. Now, will they eventually turn on each other? Of course they will. They're fucking two dictators. That's what they do. But on the lead up to that happening, they might not turn on each other for a decade. There's a lot that can happen in fucking 6 months, let alone a decade. Mm-hmm. And, I think there's a lack of respect in the world for us as a leader right now. And that is a part of what is good, not just the blowback on Russia, but that is a part of what is leading to a loss of confidence in the things that are literally the underlying of what makes us powerful, which is our currency.
I mean, you take, I don't know if you can see this on camera, this coaster, right? Look at all these angles they have on us. Power grid, fentanyl crisis, owning our farmland. Let me get in front of the mic.
All right, hold on. We just had to come back. His mic went out for a second. So you were saying there's an angle.
So yeah, let's just say this coaster here is the U.S. And look at all the angles they have on us. They have our power grid. They're settling all the other continents in the world. Now they're going into Antarctica. Did you see that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
They're going into Antarctica now. But we got fentanyl. We've got the power grid. We got the supply chain. We got currency. We've got they're buying our farmland. We've got the... I'm missing something. What am I missing?
I mean, you're probably missing several things, but that's a lot right there.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Those things right there. Look at the fentanyl crisis. They're shipping in the supplies for the cartels to make the fentanyl. On top of that, they're also sending in the chemists to teach the cartels how to make the fentanyl. Now, and what do? We went from heroin, now we're at fentanyl. Now, according to Luis Chaparro, who I've had on my podcast a couple of times,
awesome. Yeah.
Now they have the next thing that's going to overtake fentanyl, which is even more deadly than fentanyl.
What's that?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's already been introduced. Why aren't we locking our fucking border down?
So here's a difficult question that you'd be a good guy to ask as someone who worked in the CIA. When I hear something like that, one of the conspiracies online, because a lot of people don't like the CIA. I hear about that all the time when I bring on some of these guys. I think it's way overboard. But, they'll get on the CIA for doing things that are very, very uncomfortable, or think they do things that are very uncomfortable. Like they talk about, CIA involvement with the cartels, for example. When I hear something like this, where you have China training chemists in the cartels how to make this shit, it tells me that perhaps in what is a very dirty world, you don't have to like it, but that's what it is.